Alright guys, my guest today, and I'm excited to have this man on. I've got Bruce from Living Sacrifice. Man, happy Halloween.
Hey, man, happy Halloween to you too.
Man, it's, I'm not sure about you, but here where I'm at in Indianapolis, man, it is raining and dreary and just not a great weather day whatsoever, but nonetheless.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm in Nashville today, and pretty bad, pretty lame. I think they're postponing the festivities. Even I got to take my kids out, but it's probably going to happen tomorrow night instead of tonight.
Yeah, we got a 20-month-old here, and we're doing trick or treating tomorrow night. So
Awesome.
But yeah, I got to take the kids trick or treating. That's a fun experience. I love it. So
Absolutely.
So I know last year was my little girl's first Halloween. We took her as a ladybug last year. She's a giraffe this year, so it should be fun.
Cool.
Should be fun. So
Cool.
yeah, dude. Man, I'm pumped. We've got some new music coming out. November 11th, Ghost Thief comes out, man. It's a killer record. I've heard parts of it so far, and everything I've heard is just outstanding.
Awesome. Glad to hear it, man. We couldn't be happier with the work turned out and the time that we put into it. We're super excited about it. So hope everybody that enjoys Living Sacrifice is going to like this new one. So.
Yeah, everybody I know who's a huge Living Sacrifice couldn't be more excited about this record, and me personally, from listening to it, it's right up there. It holds true to everything Living Sacrifice is, and fans will not be disappointed one bit. There's not too many curveballs or anything like that on this record. It's just straight down to the bone Living Sacrifice, and I assume that's what you guys had in mind and wanted to accomplish when you went into the studio.
Yeah, totally. I mean, when we get together and write, it just ends up. We like what we like, and it's just that's just how a lot of it, pretty much all of them turn out. But hopefully there's some variety there where when someone hears it, they would know, oh, this is off the new record, or this is off of Conceived in Fire or something like that. I mean, we definitely don't want each record to stay exactly the same, but each song, certain groups of songs could easily end up, could easily have been placed on different records. But we started this record from the beginning, with there might have been a few riffs here and there that we pulled over from a few things we had holdover from writing the last record, but not much at all. This is all new stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's always good to have a little bit of evolution, a little bit of change from record to record. I think fans really get. They get complacent when a band doesn't do a whole lot of changing when every record sounds completely identical. I know that, but it's also frustrating because when a band changes too much, fans get upset too. So, there's that fine line there.
Yeah, and honestly, at this point, we're kind of old, and we don't really think about a lot of that stuff. We just have fun with it, and we hope the fans will like it, and we're definitely not going to throw out something that's just like ridiculously different. It's always going to be heavy, and it's always going to be us dudes writing it, and so I mean we like to try things, and obviously you don't want to repeat yourself and just keep doing the same old. So it's good to push yourselves a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, this is a good good thrash metal record in our opinion, and that's pretty much where we come from. I would definitely say that the older we get, the more we probably are drawing from our early influences. Again, really, just like old Metallica, Anthrax, Testament, Slayer.
Yeah, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Man, and like you said, the further you get into your career, eventually you just get to a point where you want to just be making music for yourself, because in the end that's what it is. The music is your art, it's the expression of yourself, and if you try to please the fans too much, you're going to try too hard and you're not going to put out a great product in the end. But I mean, like you said, you always want to put out something that you know the fans are you think the fans are gonna like, because they're the ones that keep you going in the end.
For sure, yeah, totally, yeah. It's always nice when people like your art.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said earlier, it's good to change a little bit, but like going back to the early years of Living Sacrifice, there was a lot of change, a little bit of huge change from record to record. The first couple of records,
Totally, yeah. And that that can definitely be chalked up to youth, on our end, and just different direction from the original vocalist DJ, just getting into different things and stuff like that. But you're right, I mean, our first three records, every single record sounded completely different than the previous one. But I feel like since Reborn, we've had a pretty good consistency as far as like our sound and tone,
Yeah, I know that for me personally, when I go pick up a record from a band, I want to know, I know there's going to be some stuff that, is going to be different, but I know what I want to hear from a certain band. You pick up you pick up like, certain bands' albums, even with Slayer, this is going to be a Slayer album. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get. You know what you're getting into. There's a couple bands in there that really drastically changed after a while. It's like, I don't know what I'm getting. I don't know if I want to pick it up. I don't know if it's even going to be good. So it's good that you finally caught your stride over the last decade or so with finding the sound that works for you, that is recognizably Living Sacrifice.
Definitely. Thanks, man.
Yeah, and going back to the original vocalist DJ, when he left, I know that you stepped in and took over lead vocalist duties. Was there any point that you thought about bringing somebody else in, or was it from the get-go going to be something where, we're going to keep it in-house and just have one of us is going to take over the lead vocalists?
Yeah, we didn't know. We were trying all possibilities. I early on I sang a little bit, and Jason, our other guitar player at the time, Jason Truby, sang some, and vocally my voice just fit the sound pretty good, and for what we were thinking the new record would be. So.
Was it tough? Was it tough transitioning into that frontman slot? Because I know that for a lot of guys who've stepped in, at first it's really tough to be, at the forefront, the main man of the band.
Yeah. I mean, it was definitely a learning curve and everything. But the more we stayed at it, the more it came out.
And going back to the new record, Ghost Leaf, man, it's like you said, it's just a straight hard thrash metal album. And you had a couple guest slots on this one. Right away is Ryan from Demon Hunter on Screw Tape, and you have a great rich history with the band Demon Hunter. Going back to one of the first tours you did coming back was with Demon Hunter, and how did the collaboration on this record come about, and how did you decide to have Ryan on the record, and how is Demon Hunter?
Yeah, well, I mean, we've definitely been buddies with those guys for years, and even going back to Training for Utopia, when those guys were doing Training for Utopia, we played shows with them and everything. So I've known Ryan and his brother Don for years, as they became amazing graphic artists. Don actually did the Hammering Process album cover for us.
Oh, nice.
And then Ryan's done several of our layouts over the years. And Ryan asked me to do some guest vocals on Stormy to Tell. So I think one of the songs the songs on that record called 16. And this was like kind of during our Living Sacrifice hiatus from 2003 to 2000.
Yeah.
So we did. So I did that, and then he asked us go out on tour. And that was around in 2008. That was around the time that we were considering, getting together and doing some shows again and things like that. And so it all just worked out. They had that record coming out. They asked us to come out on the road with them, and we were able to do it. And it was awesome. Had a great time. And since then, Demon Hunter's put out 3 records since that time or whatever, but, we were a little bit slower in the process, so it didn't work out for the last record to have any kind of guest appearances from Ryan on it, but this one we knew going into it, we wanted to have him sing a song and be a part of it, so.
Okay, cool. If you had to pick maybe some of your favorite tracks of this record that really summarize what Ghost Thief and what Living Sacrifice is, all about right now in this point in time, I guess what would be some of the standout tracks in your mind?
Oh, man.
If you can pick some.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, even as we were writing them, and kind of like getting them together, musically, rehearsing them out, I enjoyed working on Ghost Thief, the song that became Ghost Thief. Another song called Before. It's track 8 on the record.
Yeah.
And then In Despair. But then, they have just, from the beginning, first 3 tracks with Screw Tape, Ghost Thief, and The Reaping all just came out great, in my opinion. So, I was just really stoked on all those.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it's a great way to start a record with those first few tracks right there. Is just you can't help but get into it. You almost want to start moshing right in your office or your bedroom, wherever you're listening to this record at. You almost want to just start getting going right there. It was hard for me to just sit still listening to this record. It is just insanely well put together.
So thank you so much.
Yeah, man, the fans are gonna freak over it. And speaking of the fans, the fan dedication and everything that you guys have and have developed over the last 2 decades is just one of the strongest followings in all of, whether it's Christian metal or just metal altogether, is just insane. What does the fan dedication mean to you personally, especially coming back from the hiatus with the Infinite Order, and seeing all of the support that you had when you came back and everything? What exactly does that mean to you as an artist, starting this whole thing to get to now?
Man. Yeah, I think that it's just been really cool that people have stuck around with us, all these years, through all the changes and 3 and 4 years between records, stuff like that. So, it's been awesome. I really appreciate it, and we definitely don't take it for granted. I wish we could get out there more and play and be in front of the fans a little bit more. But at this point, all of us are just older. We have families, and we're not really in a place to be road dogs. So we still enjoy putting out records and making music for people, and and playing as much as we can when we can play. So.
Right, and like you just said, a lot has changed. I mean, especially you have pretty much, grown up and become an adult in the music industry in a lot of ways, starting the band when you were very young, and now you're older, you have a family and all of that. A lot has changed for Living Sacrifice. Just watching the industry change the way it has over the last even 10 years, let alone 20, 22, 23 years. Is it as important now for Living Sacrifice to be on a label, or for anybody to be on a label in your eyes, as it was 20-some years ago? And what is the one way that the industry has affected you personally as an artist?
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting to see, and I think it's a good thing, man. Somebody with the right wherewithal can get out there and put out a record and get some people to help promote it, and even have a hire publicist or whatever, and just get it out there online or give it away for free, build their audience that way. It's definitely different, and with the technology advances, you can make great sounding records for,
Yeah.
you know, not much money. I mean, our budgets haven't changed much from the 90s, but our records sound way better, just because of the way we're able to record and have our records mixed now. You know, early on, our first two albums were recorded on 2-inch analog tape.
Right.
And the tape themselves, which only would hold 2 or 3 songs tops, 24-track tape. You know, those were like, you know, $200 a pop,
Man.
just for the tape itself. You know, and so yeah, you know, I mean, it's I think it's great. You know, you know, it would be interesting to see what type of band we would be if we were, you know, just kind of starting out, you know,
Yeah.
and coming out with material, because we'd probably be putting out one record a year, you know, with the ease and the ability, you know, to get stuff out. So.
Awesome, man. Yeah, some bands do that. Some bands will release, you know, an album a year, or some are releasing 2 albums a year now. Sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we're not able to devote quite that much time to it, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, it would be pretty. I mean, if you weren't like living on the road, it'd be pretty easy to put out a record here at this point.
It would.
You know?
Yeah, absolutely, man. The industry really has changed in a lot of ways. I think there's a lot of positives. There's some negatives, but I think the positives are very positive and almost outweigh the negatives in a lot of ways sometimes, especially just the way things are now. So finally, I mean, we got the new album coming out on the 11th. Obviously, I would assume that there will be at least some shows played to support the record. Are you guys looking at a tour anytime in the future to support the record? A small leg here and there, maybe? Or have you even looked at that yet?
We don't have anything set up to a full-on tour, but we've got some shows that are in the works right now. We're playing in Little Rock on December 6th, play Dallas December 7th, and Oklahoma City on December 14th.
Okay.
So we got 3 shows kind of lined up, you know, not long after the record comes out, and then next year we're just going to look at it as it comes and see how that looks for us.
Right, but family comes first, man, of course. I mean, like you said, you've got families, you know, you've definitely got other priorities other than being on the road. And I think no matter what, if there's new music, fans are going to love it. And, I mean, if fans are dedicated enough, they're going to go to wherever shows they know you're playing at to catch you live. So,
totally.
And so, if you guys come anywhere near the Indianapolis area, I'm getting out to check out a show. I've got to.
Nice.
So.
Oh, thanks, man.
So, but man, thank you so much for taking time out of your day today, especially with doing some work. I really appreciate it, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for what we do after college.
Oh, man, absolutely, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you and everything you're doing. Keep it up, man. I can't wait for this album to be released and see everything. All the fans geek out over this record. Man, it's crazy awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, man.